Hello everyone. Yes, in this video session on the function of criticism at the present time by Matthew Arnold. Once again, we are coming to one more point of the essay, that is the deficiency in the poetry of the first quarter of the 19th century. What are all the deficiencies that were there in the poetry of 19th century? The burst of creative activity in English literature during the first quarter of the 19th century had something premature about it. Its prematureness came from its having proceeded without having its proper data, without sufficient materials to work with. The English poetry of the first quarter of the 19th century, with plenty of energy and plenty of creative force, did not have enough knowledge, have inadequate critical effort behind it. That is why Byron's poetry was so empty of matter and Shelley's poetry so incoherent. Even Wordsworth lacked completeness and variety. Wordsworth would have been a greater poet if he had read more books, among them those of Goethe, whom unfortunately he disparaged without reading him. Not that the reading of books is the only means to that knowledge, which is essentially for a great poet if he is to create great poetry. Pindar and Sophocles had not read many books, and Shakespeare was no deep reader. But these men lived during the period of history characterized by a current of ideas in the highest degree, animating and nourishing to the creative power. During the first quarter of the 19th century, there was no national glow of light and thought as there was during the time of Pindar and Sophocles or during the period of Shakespeare. A thorough interpretation of world and life is therefore lacking in the poetry of the first quarter of the 19th century. Okay, there is an assignment. Comment on the deficiencies in the poetry of first quarter of the 19th century. Try to answer this question and thank you very much. See you in my next video.